God's not real. Next.
What? You promised me?
I touch myself to guns.
Glorified Boy Scout.
I'm raw dogging life right now.
Not so controlled chaos.
The trip was pretty fun though. I had it was enjoyable, but it was just stressful for the most part because of the fact that
All the
the
shit
car
that
was
happened.
crashed to begin with, and then it was supposed to be fixed on Friday, and then Friday came and it was just sitting in front of my in-laws' house, and we were just like, okay, so is it getting fixed? And Saturday rolls around, and I guess the mechanic's wife was having complications with her pregnancy or some shit like that. And we're like, okay, we get it, whatever, but it should have been fixed yesterday anyway. And then Sunday rolls around, and finally, somebody comes to fix the car, and it took them all day, dude. And so,
The
I
mechanic
think that
died midway.
it seemed like it, bro. He had to go inside and fucking take a break at some point. He was like, fuck. But to be fair, it was a lot of tubing, wiring, and ridiculousness that he had to fix because of the fact that my father-in-law crashed it the way he did.
Do you have a photo of the car too? No.
But when it was crashed?
Yeah.
No. I wish.
Do you have a picture of it now?
Yeah, it's sitting right outside. I can take a picture of it.
Yeah, let's do this then.
Oh, actually, in the picture I sent you of the view from the Airbnb, you can see it. It's that Explorer with the California plate. But I'll show you the front of it here in a minute because it's facing the opposite direction. So I'll go outside when we're all done with this and send you a picture of it. But I'm probably gonna take it to work tonight anyway, just for tonight.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna
Pulling
sleep
up
on
in
it,
the
though.
Exploder, bro.
Yeah, that shit rides so smooth, bro.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
he basically had to replace the air compressor. He had to replace the radiator, all the wiring and tubing that connects to both of those things.
Well, I was like, when you told me what happened, I'm like, dude, he's gotta be fucked,
Max,
unfortunately.
you've seen Cars, right?
Yeah, dude.
So you know that scene where Doc is explaining to Lightning that on dirt, if you're going too fast, when you turn one way, you go the other?
Yeah.
So that basically happened to my father-in-law. He was driving and veered off into the shoulder where it was dirt instead of road. And because he was going so fast, when he turned the wheel too hard, it made him go backwards instead of forwards. Or to the left instead of right, you know what I mean? And basically he drove straight into the median right there and pushed the tire straight through the wheel well and crushed the fucking radiator and parts of the air compressor and shit.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
Radiator
it was pretty
springs.
fucked. So, and this was 2 weeks before he was supposed to give it to us.
Bad luck.
Yeah, I mean, we got a pretty much brand new fucking. Well, no, we got a brand new radiator, a brand new air compressor, and that's the other thing. So I thought, we're leaving super early. We left California at 3 o'clock in the morning to drive back. And so I was like, oh, it's not gonna be that bad. The weather's pretty nice here in California. So I was like, whatever. We're driving up to Northern California, and mind you, we had to replace the air compressor, and the only thing my father-in-law didn't replace was the refrigerant for the air compressor.
Yeah.
So, we're driving and we have no AC. And in the morning it was super cold. So we were blowing, it'll blow air, just the air from the outside, right? So we're driving and it's fucking pulling the air from the outside in the morning. No big deal. It's cold, feels nice, it's beautiful, whatever. It starts to get to maybe around 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're at this point we're already in Vegas. We're in Nevada, making our way to Utah, and it starts getting hot as shit, bro. It jumps at one point from 70 to 77 to 80 to 83, and we were like, bro, fuck.
Bro.
So I got to Cedar City, Utah, and when I got there, I was like, where's the fucking closest Walmart? I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. And I fucking stopped and had to refill the thing. I filled it pretty much halfway. It's in the green, so it should be good, Coleman. But I
Yeah.
probably have to add another little can. I should have got the bigger one because the bigger one would have definitely filled it. But
How is Colorado and why is it the best state in the country?
I don't. No, just,
It's definitely, yeah.
honestly,
I think I'm
Colorado?
the only one who thinks that.
Colorado is very beautiful, and like you're not wrong in that. Like it's
I just want to look at it, bro.
like everybody has their opinion, you know. But like the roads and shit are pretty sketchy. I will say, like driving through the mountains, but it's super pretty. Like I fucking
How
love the view. Like seeing the river, like the right there
how
is
the
fucking
fuck?
sick.
How the fuck is it legal to not have guide rails or guardrails at the like in the mountain? It's wild. It's wild shit, dude.
Dude, and
I don't know. It could be a bigger hazard, I guess. Maybe.
I
No
have
way
no
though.
idea. But they have those semis driving through there with you, bro, and that shit's sketchy.
Because like a guardrail
Uh,
might not even you're gonna go through a guardrail if you're going fast enough or hit it at the right angle, but the chance of it like if like let's say you're just a little tired or something, right? And like a wheel just kind of goes off the side of the mountain, you're dead.
yeah.
But
So
if
when
there's a
I was in
guardrail, you go.
Wyoming, we went out in a snowstorm in the mountains, and I was not driving, and that is the most terrified I've ever been because like we couldn't see the road. We were just going, and like you couldn't see anything.
I
Yeah.
just, dude. So when I first moved to the Midwest, it was like in the middle of a fucking storm that went all the way from the fucking west to the like I don't even mid to the East Coast, and that shit sucked, brother. Driving through Colorado in the fucking pouring rain with all those stupid ass fucking semis trying to zoom to their destination is shitty, dude.
Yeah, it's I can't imagine because like even when I was up there, just like pickup trucks that are just so used to driving that same route over and over and over, we're just like going like twice the speed limit, just passing people, and I'm like, dude, even if you like enter in front of me wrong, you're like you don't
Killing both of
survive that.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't survive that at all, dude. Like worst case scenario, you might get lucky here if you like cut someone off on the interstate and you go off the side into the ditch, but like you're also going like 90, so probably not. But
Yeah.
still, on a mountain, what? Just
That's
give a
what I'm
guard. You got to put a
saying, bro.
guardrail there because you got to make it a little bit more idiot proof. But like, oh my god, dude! Like Boulder, Colorado, just beautiful. It's like in the pit of a mountain. It's just like they're kind of off in the distance, like it's not right there, but it's just so beautiful. Just affording to live there though, not cool.
Guys, I ate so much.
Hell yeah, brother! You're gonna come back like all jacked.
Oh, hell no. I didn't even gain weight somehow. But I ate so much. Here, I'm about to send some pictures, but dude, it was fucking. Just the food alone was worth fucking going home.
Feel you, bro. I wish I can go and taste
Tony's
some
like, I should have been
food.
there. I'd eat food.
I found this Mountain Dew that I've never seen here too. I'm gonna send you guys that also.
He's gonna send us a fucking picture of Baja Blast.
It's not.
Infinite
It's called
Swirl. What the fuck?
right. Yeah, I've never seen that before, bro. It was delicious.
Is that corn? What the fuck is that on there?
What is that?
It's
A
pineapple.
salad wrap
Oh,
hamburger?
that actually could be
Oh
fire.
yeah, that's a double protein style with grilled onions and chopped chilies in that bit.
That looks so good. Life's better, but
Okay. First picture. What is that? A salad wrap hamburger?
Yeah, I just told you exactly what it was, Tony.
Tony, how do you not
What
hear
the
when he
fuck?
speaks, bro?
This is part of his lure. This is his aura, as the kids say.
That's
Yeah, but how does he
that's
not?
He'll
an
ask you
in
a
and
question,
out. That's
he'll answer
crazy.
it, and then he's
That's not
gone.
how it normally comes. It comes in a bun, bro. I just don't like eating bread like that.
The oh.
He's
Oh.
Or
gluten
like
free, bro.
not that kind of bread. Like I don't like white bread, just like that.
Yeah, he doesn't like white anything,
Uh,
but especially bread.
yeah, especially bread.
Did it like have sesame bread or bun or something like that? Something
No,
weird.
it's just like white. Like I think it's just white bread buns. Like I'm not. I don't know. I haven't had them in so long that I forgot. But I just usually get a protein style. I prefer it that way. I like the crunch of the lettuce.
When you get like a burger that actually has a good ass bun, you realize how terrible all the other like cheap ass burgers have been. Even if the meat's okay, they almost always cheap out on the bun and the little things.
Yeah. And
That
then
looks fire though.
Coleman, I only found one 7-Eleven with the Japanese snacks.
That's crazy to me. I would have thought they would have been all over.
I would have thought so too. But then again, so like there's this area in like San Diego County called like a subsidy called Convoy. It's super cool, bro. Like me and Diana used to go eat all the time there. We used to go shopping at the Japanese markets and shit too. But I should have checked there, honestly. It was probably like 20, 30 minutes away from where I was staying.
Did you find Coleman's wife?
He didn't go to
Um,
Japan. He went to old California.
D-
and then
I
those
I
are
am
those Game
aware,
Boys I
but
found.
in the area he was in, did he find you a wife?
Nah.
I definitely could have.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
a
three
secret. Maybe he's
Game
waiting to
Boys.
reveal it tonight. It's your soulmate. She's gonna be holding one of those Game Boys.
She's
What
holding the
game
Game
is
Boy, she wins.
she? No, you're gonna take the game and rip it out of her hands, and if it has the right cartridge in, you marry her right there. What's that cartridge? What is it? What does it have to have in there?
And then that was us at the wedding.
I don't know.
Oh,
Ah, dude, her little dress.
She was a flower girl.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
that's
then
cute as
Diana
hell.
like read like a passage.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Damn, you looking fly as fuck, bro.
Man, Juanito always looks fly. What do you mean?
Bro, I got fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Bro, so faded.
Oh, bro, that one day when we were texting, one of the soups at work was like, "What is going on?" And I was like, "Ah, nothing. Juan's just having a rough day." As you were like, "Bro, fuck this, fuck that."
Bro, it was so irritating. I was stressed the fuck out. I'm so glad that that party wasn't stupid, cause
Yeah.
fuck. We showed up at 6 and like by 10:30 I was like, Diana, we need to go home. I don't feel good. And I went I went to the car and laid on the floor in the parking lot. Just cause like I don't know, I needed coldness on my body. And by the time we got home, I went straight into the bathroom and not even to throw up, like I just laid on the floor in the bathroom because it was tile. And it
It's
just
just
felt
cold.
so good. Like, yeah, so I laid there for like 20 minutes and then went to bed. I woke up probably at like 4 in the morning to go get tortilla chips to snack on. And then, yeah, woke up the next day and they were working on the car. So I
What
guess
an
me getting
adventure.
it was fun. And then that next day, so like on Sunday, we spent the day at her sister's Airbnb, like swimming and shit like that, mainly in the jacuzzi, but we were like kicking it there with some of her family that came in from Nevada.
I'm just glad you actually got to relax a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely deserved it.
I ran around a lot though. It was like just because I wanted to like do so much, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you haven't been to Cali in what, a year, 2 years?
A year.
Yeah.
What did you miss about it? But mainly, what did you realize? I should not live here again.
I missed the food, obviously. Like, hey, bro, actually, so I helped my father-in-law on Friday with his business. Like, I delivered, I think I sent Coleman a picture of it. And so, like, I was doing that. And, like, while I was delivering, everywhere I delivered to, like, they were like, oh my God, it's so good to see you, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing that they all said is like, dude, you got so fucking skinny. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you need to eat. And I was like, I am eating. The food is just shitty.
Yeah.
But the thing I hated the most was probably like the prices. Like gas, I was telling Tony earlier, was like $4 and like I upwards of like almost $5 in some places. The cheapest that I could find was like 4.19.
That's bad.
And that's just
But
gas, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just the cost of living over there is so fucking expensive.
So like that, like going out there made me like remember why I left, you know? So like I was just like I'm glad. Like, and honestly at one point I was just like I can't wait to get home. Like I cannot wait to get home. I want to like play my PlayStation. I want to fucking sleep in my bed. Like I want to go home.
Dude, I remember you texted when you were like, "Bro, I just want to go home and play some Fortnite."
I did.
And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Damn.
Well, like sometimes it's just like that, man. Like I don't know.
Like
Like I
it'll,
went back and visited Wyoming a few years ago, and I was like, it just doesn't like feel the same.
yeah, like it'll always be home. And that's what I like me and Diana both agreed on is like when we got there, like it was like we were there but we weren't. It was like a hollow feeling if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like like you said, it's like I was there but I wasn't, or I said that, right. But
something just doesn't feel right.
yeah, it's just like something's off, you know, like and like I remembered everything. Like I drove around all everywhere with no GPS. Like I remembered everything, but it just didn't feel like home anymore, if that makes sense. Like I knew, like it was familiar, but
Yeah, you're like, where's the corn sweat, dude?
right. Yeah, it was an interesting feel. It was kind of like I was overwhelmed with nostalgia to the point where I didn't feel like I was actually there.
Dude, I'm telling you, I feel like the human race is just meant to travel. Like I don't think we're supposed to just be stuck in one spot our whole life.
I agree with you. I think that their nomadic lifestyle is probably like the most ideal.
Yeah, once I hit 200 on a bike, I'm just gonna sell everything and buy a van.
I think that's why we
Oh
crave
shit.
escapism so much too,
He's
because
gonna
you
make
can.
a little van living.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
that'd be
I'll be
cool.
a hobo. I'll travel around and work when I need to. I don't give a shit. Like, why would you not? At least in the lower 48. I don't want to go to Alaska. There's nothing to do.
That would be a lot of fun. I can see Coleman when he retires do that too. I probably
I
just
don't
do it
have a
like every once.
retirement plan.
I think your retirement plan should just be every once in a while you just pack everything up, do that, and then come back, live normal life for a bit, and then do it again.
My
I think that
retirement plan is to make enough money to like never really have to work, but to continue working like part time. Like I want to be that old man that greets you at Walmart
Yeah.
with
that sells
stories
whittled toys and shit out of his garage. You know what I mean?
that
Like
yeah.
you need a bed frame, sonny boy? I got you.
He's like, yeah, you have a few minutes? I got a story for you. And then a cutscene starts.
Back in 1942.
We were at
Damn.
war.
1942. How old are you now, bro? Oh, shit,
Shit, I'm
What
no
the
still
fuck?
young, bro. I'm like 100 and something. I'm fine.
My retirement plans in 1911.
Hell yeah, brother. I feel it.
No, come on, guys. Suicide's not funny.
Never. I contemplate.
You have a stroke right there? What was that?
Well, I was gonna say something pretty dark.
I
I
was
shouldn't.
like, damn,
You
I
can
don't think
always
I've
cut it
ever
out
heard you.
later.
Well, dude, I was
You
like,
do
I've just
like
never heard
clout.
one stutter like that before. I was like,
I was
damn.
gonna say I contemplate it daily, but I stopped myself.
Uh, I was
Okay,
like,
suicide is funny. Sorry.
Turn for 7.
What?
Huh?
time for 7.
Time for 7. Is that code? Am I being activated?
No, I said 24/7.
Oh.
Oh, it sounded like you
Oh.
said time for 7, and I'm like, what does that mean, Tony?
The only time Tony gets relief is when he's eating.
Yeah.
Or when I'm off from work.
Bro, I'll be playing Fortnite with this guy sometimes, and I'll hear him munching. And I'm like, dude, just
He's fueling.
play, bro. And I'm like, stop eating.
Munchins for what? I haven't been munching for a while, brother.
I heard crackling
No,
earlier.
I mean, like, I'll hear you just eating food.
Like while we play Fortnite.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't prove that.
Yeah, can't prove that because I haven't played with you for a while now, Coleman.
We just
Were you
played
just
10
playing?
minutes ago.
You're just playing actually right now?
I wasn't eating though.
I know.
Just
I didn't say
saying.
today, Tony.
It's wild.
I'm just letting you know I haven't been eating chips.
Tony, why are you
That's
so
all I-
defensive right now?
Because of that one
Sounds
Because
like
time.
we're in court and he's
I'm
losing.
telling you right now that I stopped eating chips, my guy.
Sustain.
So I don't know what you're talking
Objection,
about.
Your Honor.
I was just about to say that shit. Objection, Your Honor.
Tony's
Hearsay.
constantly eating.
Objection,
bro.
hearsay.
I'll be like talking to him at work, and I swear to God, he pulls a bag of chips out of actually nowhere, and he starts eating them while we're
Oh
talking.
my
And I'm
God!
like,
Here we
how?
go.
Never seen this
Here we
man
go,
without food in his hand.
guys.
Never.
Oh, this.
He does like a magic trick. He's like a magician. He just goes, ho, ho, ho. And then there's
Tony,
just
what do you
like,
mean lies, dude? You eat like 7,000 calories a day.
that's how you get so
I don't
big, bro.
eat chips no more.
I didn't
Dude.
say chips. Why are you so hooked on chips?
All right. I'm gonna stop eating then. I'm
He
be,
stops eating until he
I'm
dies.
gonna be like Gandhi, bro. I'm going Gandhi, full
He's
Gandhi.
going on a
Dude,
hunger
Gandhi got a
strike
lot of puss,
to
dude.
prove a
So
point.
does this mean you have been eating chips? Because I just said I never once said chips, and you went, I'm just not gonna eat.
Haven't been eating, brother.
All right, I feel like there might be a
Okay.
language barrier going on here or something.
know
I don't
what?
know.
I'm I chat.
All right, Chad, dude.
I'm doing the 100-day challenge.
100
No
days
eating
might be
nothing.
more. I think it'll be more like a 14.
You
Wait, do
guys
you
see
drink
this?
water? Or are you just gonna stop
Yeah.
eating?
I'll drink water. Wait,
Oh,
did
okay.
Gandhi drink water?
Gandhi got puss.
But it was a lot of underage puss if you actually read about
All
it.
right. Well,
Whoa, that
historian
turned kind of
Coleman
dark.
ruined Gandhi for all of us, and Tony cannot be
Yeah,
Gandhi.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't be Gandhi no more. I gotta be someone else.
Yeah, I hear
Dr.
Diddy's
Gandhi.
open, so
Yeah,
Huh? What you say? What? Brother,
Dr.
no.
Diddy.
Dr. Diddy.
Nope.
We'll go back to the podcast. Capitalism. I think it just needs to be like reset every once in a while because people will get like eventually the free market will get oversaturated and like you'll get people that are so rich that it's impossible. Like there's just an impossible gap, and they're just going to keep trying to get richer because that's how the system works. So you have to reset.
Aren't we like technically at that point though?
I feel like we're past, but like, yeah, I mean, I don't have a good solution, so I'm not going to say shit. But I think capitalism overall
I
is
think we
probably
should
our
go back
best
to
bet.
horse trading.
Oh, I was about to say.
Why do we not just
Dictator.
grow
We
our own
did.
food and fucking like, oh, hey, your buddy has a car. Hey, do you want this work done for a week?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that that's how it should be. Also,
That's what makes the most sense.
There were some issues back then for sure, but I think like if we had small communities and like some of them were run like that, that'd be awesome. I think small communities are like the key. Like if your small community decided that's how you wanted to trade and do business and like help each other out without monetization, hell yeah.
yeah,
The
but
problem is it's just I don't know, it's an individual problem. Like there's always going to be somebody.
well, it's not even just that. So like that wouldn't even necessarily work in like a small community because you'd still have to like have like other resources that you'd have to like pay for. So like an example would be like electricity and running water. So you can obviously like trade food, services and shit like that, but what about like
Yeah, I don't think it
water
would
and
work.
fucking yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like somebody would have to still be working like a real job and instead
Yeah.
of farming land and trading they're like working on cars and houses and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't think we could ever go back to that.
Well, like there's a way that we could for sure. It's just that like capitalism has been so deeply embedded into the minds of the people that we don't think that we could. So like we could have a free like everybody could have free electricity. They just don't because they can monetize
Yeah.
and capitalize on the fact that nobody knows how to create their own electricity. But you can create your own electricity.
Yeah, money's fake, but the thing about money is like it also drives innovation too. Because like sometimes I have a thought like, well, eh, I could have a Porsche 911 Turbo S if things were more even. I wouldn't have to put 200 grand would be in my wheelhouse if everyone was making a similar amount. But here's the thing: there wouldn't be a Porsche 911 Turbo S. Like eventually, maybe for sure. Like we would innovate because that's what humans do. but capitalism pushes that fast and hard. So the things that we love are also the product of the thing that's destroying us, which is wild.
Exactly.
And it sucks because some of the things are just out of our reach, and even a reset button wouldn't fix that. It would just cause chaos.
I think materialism and social media has ruined society.
I
Yeah,
think the world's just fucked as it is. To be
I
honest
think
with
if
you.
I think if we all had a Porsche and a good bike, that no one would be unhappy.
No, there'd still be that idiot who's like, "Well, why not an EV?" Like people are gonna find anything to argue about.
I'll take that guy. So I'll wring him by the neck. I'll kill you.
Well, sometimes people just need something to complain about. Like they can't just have a peaceful life. Like I don't know. They have to have constant problems.
Yeah, it's a majority of people, I think.
It's because peace gets boring, I guess. It's like the excuse that I've heard the most. But honestly, to me, like peace is
It should be boring. It's
amazing.
peaceful.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like
You
you
have
should.
no stress. You have nothing to worry about. Like you have no problems with anybody. Like you're not ever looking over your shoulder, being like, "Oh, did I piss this guy out?" Like, well, why does it matter? Just relax.
And that's why I think that social media and materialism has ruined society because, like, as a child, like when we were growing up, before any of that existed, like we had to be okay with being bored. Like being bored was like a normal thing. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have,
Yeah, I don't think they know how to be bored anymore.
and that's what I'm saying. So like, it's a good thing to be bored. Like true peace is boring, but you're only bored if you allow yourself to be. Like there are things that you can do in peace that are still fun. You know what I mean? Like you could go do the same shit that you've always been doing and just be a decent person and you'll have peace. Like it won't be boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and like part of it is I don't. People hold grudges too much too, and
Yeah.
like when we're at work, like I can hate somebody at work, but you have to be able to separate work from the person. Like just because I don't like your work ethic doesn't mean I don't like you. And
Yeah.
some people don't seem to get that either. Because like I know there are guys who I've been like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Because like they think I'm just like a dick, and I'm like, I'm not.
Or they think you're playing like both sides almost because you're friendly to them and mean to them, but they don't. They're just too stupid to understand it's different.
Well, it's like I don't know. It just pissed me off that people refuse to just like live. Like they always have to have a problem, and it's so dumb. Like as much as I love my cousins, they always have to have a problem going on, and I hate it.
That's
So I'm
how.
like, half your problems wouldn't even be problems if you just quit worrying about it.
That
Like
dude,
just let it go.
that's why I like
Literally.
people that are like really into. I think if you talk to, well, I say like I have personally, but I just listen to like hard athletes talk and shit like that. They're very, very, very calm and they're almost at peace because they put themselves in like conflict so often that they're just kind of like, oh, I'm good. That's one of the things I love about working out. The more I work out, well, I wouldn't say always, but it usually helps quite a bit because it's like I'm throwing myself into the fire, and then when I come out, I just feel good. I'm like, yeah. And the same with escapism too. It's like going into these like other worlds and things, and you're living all these lives, and then you come back to yours, and you're like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, I think if everybody would quit worrying about everybody else and just like I don't know,
But then,
live just like I don't know, man.
Yes.
Live
Yes.
life like
Yes.
Larry.
but then you get the
Most
brain
people don't
baddies.
even fucking solve their own problems, but try to fucking be Superman and solve everybody else's. Like, dude, you have your own shit to figure out. You're not a fucking like nobody's perfect, dude. Like every day you have something that you could fix about yourself. Every single one of us does. Like you should be
We should
worried
want to
about
constantly be
yourself
growing,
more than
dude.
more than other people. Like it sounds selfish and it sounds fucked up to say, but it's not. Like you need to in order for there to be a better world around you, it starts with you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I'm like, I was
Yeah,
just telling my cousin this, and they were like, well, but what about this and this? And I'm like, you're already failing. Like, quit worrying about that. Like, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. Just let it go.
Yeah, it
Well,
causes anxiety and depression, which sucks a lot of wang.
and like I forgot who I was talking to about this the other day. I was like, depression is literally you just constantly reminiscing, and anxiety is you constantly stressing about the future. And if you would just like live in the moment and focus on what you have to worry about now, then you wouldn't be depressed or anxious. And like I'm saying this like I don't fucking deal with these problems. I do. I still fucking like get depressed every once in a while. That's just because I'm still working on it. But that's literally as simple as it is. If you just stop worrying about the shit from like the past, you're less depressed. Or little like it'll probably go away because most of what depression is you reminiscing on things that you thought were better in the past. And then
I,
being anxious is literally worrying about shit that still hasn't even fucking happened yet.
I'd say
Yeah.
that's a key factor, but there's definitely everyone's so different that that doesn't work for everybody for sure. But I think overall it definitely helps. That's something that therapists commonly say too, is just living in the moment is a huge thing because for
That's
some
what it
when
is.
someone does it isn't all what it is for sure, but like that's definitely a key factor. It definitely can help you.
What do you think contributes? What are other contributing factors to depression and anxiety?
Um,
I
there's a
think
lot of
people worry
environmental
too much
factors,
about.
there's
I
chemical
just think people worry
imbalances.
too much, honestly.
Right.
Yes, yeah,
Like,
that's
I
About what?
don't
anxiety.
like everything. Like, at the end of the day, like, so, like, I know people who went through, like, bankruptcy, stuff like that, and they just hold on to it. And I'm like, quit worrying. Like, money doesn't matter. Like, none of this stuff matters. Like, I think people put too much. I don't even know.
They're just in their heads too much about shit that literally does not matter.
Like, none of this matter. Like, if you get fired, so what? Go get another job. Like,
Literally.
literally, go get it. Like, and that's the other thing that pisses me off about that stuff too, is that everybody's like, "Well, there's no jobs." I'm like, "Have you put any applications in?" And they're like, "No, I'm depressed." And I'm like, "Oh, have you thought maybe just going and applying would get you a job, and then you won't be depressed about not having a job?" Like, they don't really want to fix the problem. They just want to complain about it.
Yep.
And
I think it's definitely I think you're right in some people's cases that that is the problem is they just don't want to fix it. But it is easier said than done too.
not
I
really,
would
man.
say
Construction is always hiring. Like, you're always gonna be able to find another
not
job. You're always gonna be
specifically
able
in
to get
that
more
case,
money.
but just getting past like severe clinical depression isn't as easy as just stopping. You know what I mean? Not for everyone. I'm sure there's success stories where people are just like, I got my shit together. And there's a lot of things you could do to help yourself. Just actually doing them is the tough part for most people in those situations. And
Well, the,
consistently doing them, right? Like you can fix it for like a year, you can fix it for 2 years, and then 5 years later, something is completely different, and then your life spirals down or something, and you can't catch it like you did before.
and I think that's what he's saying though. Like you just have to do it because like uh, all of these things are just like mental illnesses or diseases, and like all you have to do is put your mind at ease in order for the disease to be gone, right? And because it's all
Hmm.
mental, it's literally all in your head.
We
If
got
you
a
can
couple
just like,
clinical psychologists here, I'll tell you what.
well, I do have a degree in psychology, but if you just center yourself and focus on like literally the now and realizing that you just have to survive the fucking day, a lot of the times your problems sh- really do shrink, and you understand that they're not as prominent in your life as you think that they are. That tomorrow they're probably not going to be there, or in a week they're not going to be there. Whenever the time comes for you to handle it will come, and you'll handle it, and life goes on. Like it's as simple as that.
Well, if you have it, and I would assume, like in psychology, they teach you that you see that from your perspective, but if someone is inside their own head, they can't just as easily jump out of their own head
And
and fix it like
it's
that,
like we
like
talked about
instantly.
before, bro. Like literally all therapists do, like all psychologists and all therapists do when you go to speak to them is just reiterate your problems to you until you realize that it's as simple as whatever it is, because it really is that simple, right? So like you go in there and you're like, my life sucks because I have financial problems, and you're like sitting there explaining like your financials, like your financials. You're like, yeah, you know, like I make this amount of money, but you know, like I spend this much in rent and blah blah blah, like blah blah blah. And like eventually you sit there and you're like, oh, I could easily fix this. And the problem has always been myself, and I can fix it by doing this, 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 and this. Like I can cut out this, I can do this, I can like downsize this, I can live more like you know what I mean? Like it's as simple as like you coming to the epiphany that you yourself are the problem. And that's literally all a mental illness is. It's you are the problem. Your brain is like your problem at that time. And you have to overcome whatever mental block that you're experiencing in that moment.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I wish that everyone could get over their depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. That'd be awesome.
It's definitely feasible. It's just like also said earlier, a lot of people don't necessarily want to. Like they've been like that for
They're
so long that they kind of
comfortable.
they find comfort in it.
Oh, like I said, it ebbs and flows too, right? For some people, they don't find comfort in it at all, and they have gotten themselves out of it, but then it strikes again, and they aren't able to catch it because maybe I don't know, like in an extreme example, like their whole family dies or something, right? And like all of a sudden, they're like, okay, I can't put myself in the place that I did last time to get myself out of this, and they spiral and shit like that. Everyone's situation is so different that it can't be that easy. It isn't that simple. But there
100%.
yeah, but it is I mean, you bring up amazing points too. Like the sucky part is it's all just in your head and it should be easy to fix on paper, but there's something about our brains that block certain things and just do idiotic things. Like you can even have a smart person that just cannot get by something that seemingly is so obvious.
Well, most people that are intelligent do fall into depression because of the fact that they know too much. But
Mhm.
it's as simple as like I said, like in order for you to like so if you are like clinically depressed, like you're super depressed all the fucking time, if you just took the time to just live in the moment when you were living in that moment. So like the reason that you're depressed is like I said, you're worrying about shit that already happened. Like you're like, fuck, bro, like this sucks. This happened to me. This like, oh, poor me, poor me. Like you're living in a victim mentality your whole life. If you just became the fucking predator instead of the prey, like and like, I understand that it sounds far more simple said than done, and it is far more simple said than done. Like it is far more like easy. Like it's easier said than done for sure. But it really is as simple as that. And like what I was trying to get at earlier is like it's like Coleman said, like it's just people are too lazy. Like they find comfort in the fact that like they can just fall back into this. Like this is just like a constant state that they're used to being in. That like it's just normal. That's their normal. So that when they become happy, it's like you were saying earlier too, that like people just can't have like peace and want to like find problems. And then that's what they'll do. Like subconsciously, a lot of the times they'll find another reason to bitch about, another reason to be sad because they want that feeling again subconsciously. They might not admit it, but they do.
Mm, possibly.
It's really all it is. Like, I don't know, man.
It's like you said, it's the human mind. Like once you've lived in a certain condition for so long, that's your normal, right? So like this is now my normal. When I went back to California, I've only been here a year. When I went back to California, that wasn't my normal anymore. I felt like I was in a like it was like a hollow experience in a sense. Like it was still fun, don't get me wrong. I had a great time, but that wasn't my normal anymore. So like I couldn't wait to come back to my normal in the middle of nowhere. But that's just how it is because my mind rewired for this to be my normal.
Well,
And
if
it's
you
the same
how
thing like
like how would you define that though? Because if someone like gets themselves out of it, for instance, like completely, they like get a regiment, they get a good job, they get a good life, and then let's say they lose their family or something, and they fall back into it. That's not them trying to go back to their normal because they're glad that they want to go back to being sad because that's easy.
it
It's
kind of is
their whole life collapsed in on them, and
100%. But the thing is like I've already explained is life goes on. So like those things can happen 100%. and it can be a speed bump in your life, but it should not be a block. And that's the thing that most people don't understand is like, yes, this shit sucks and it hurts like a bitch in the moment. Absolutely. But the thing is, bro,
But
it
that
didn't happen to
person,
you and you have to keep living, unfortunately.
Well, and at
that
the same
that
time, if
person
you
had a new
really,
normal.
but if you really love like your family and stuff like that, there, I don't know. It's almost selfish to stay sad, I guess.
I agree with you 100%. I actually posted a video about this one time on my TikTok where I get a lot of criticism because of the way that I handle death. And like part of the reason is because I've experienced so much of it in my life that like I don't want to say I'm desensitized to it, but I just understand that it happens. It's a part of life. I know that my meat suit's going to expire one day. I know everybody around me is going to expire one day. Like it's a part of the cycle of life. When my grandpa died, that shit sucked, bro. I cried for like 2 days and then I didn't because I knew that, I mean, no matter how much I cry, no matter how sad I'm going to be, I'm going to have to keep going to work. I'm going to have to keep paying my fucking bills. I'm going to have to keep living my life. And like, what kind of, like, do you think that your family member would want to like look down at like let's say you saw it this way and like your family's like in heaven or whatever, or even in hell and they're looking up at you. Do you think that they really want to see you just sitting there like having a fucking 24/7 pity party, just crying your life away while you fucking throw your life away? Or do you think that it's better for them to see you succeed and thrive as a person and be happy and like continue growing?
Well, I would say I was just using that like as an example of like a really, really extreme case.
And I understand
I'm
that,
saying
but
like the
like,
new normal for that person wouldn't be that they're sad or depressed. Maybe they were just going through it for like a few years and their actual normal is being incredibly successful and happy, right? Like them going back into that depression isn't something that they're reverting back into. Like maybe most of their life they weren't depressed. I don't know. It seems like we're missing some things in that analysis. But I
so
do get your point of like you do have to like no matter what the case is, you either die or you keep going. Like there's
exactly.
no alternative. Like you
I
have
just
to
think
do
at
it.
the end of
It's
the
just
day, it's a
harder for others.
choice,
It is a
right? Like
choice.
if your life sucks, do something about it. Like, and if your life's great, cool, enjoy it. But like, don't just sit there and mope about it.
I don't think it's
Like
all
I,
moping either. As someone with clinical depression, I would say that there isn't just moping involved. Like I don't sit there. No offense. I'm not trying to be like, oh, look, I had it, whatever. But like, it's not. There is rarely a case where I'm just sitting there feeling sorry for myself. Do I like get pissed at myself, or do I like blame myself for things that I shouldn't? Of course, yeah. But like, it's more of like this overwhelming fog than it is a pity party.
It's it's kind of it's the same thing, but just for a lack of better terms, I guess. So like depression is an overwhelming sense of emotions. It's not necessarily just being sad. You can be depressed and be fucking mad all the time. Like that's a thing also. I'm not saying it's just one, like that's just one example. Like the most common example is most people are sad. I know a lot of depressed people that are super aggressive and like angry all the time. We work with a lot of people that are aggressively like depressed. But that was just like one main example. Like even you like sitting there like even then like you're sitting there blaming yourself for things that have already happened, right? You're mad at yourself for shit that already happened and yet your life continues going on. At the end of the day, like no matter what feeling it is that you're constantly reminiscing on, you're feeling that feeling on shit that already happened that technically like shouldn't no longer affect you,
Well, that's what
right?
I'm
Like
saying. It's not like always a reflection of anything. In fact, like there's no like I don't just line up things that have happened previously and go like, wow, look at all these things I haven't done. Or I'm not like taking past instances all the time and just using that to be sad. It's just like this feeling in general. I don't I don't know. I think there's just more to it than that. But that is a huge starting point. I think most therapists start that way. They're like, "Hey, we got to get you like in the moment and thinking about things that are happening right now, bad, like either sad or mad, whatever it is, whatever emotion you're feeling." Um, because a lot of people do revert back to that the more depressed they get, then they start pulling things out, right? If you're sad in the moment, then you start pulling other sad things and compiling them. But that's not always what it is.
and I know that. But it's as simple as you like literally it is as simple as you living in the moment. That there's a reason that that's like the main thing that every therapist tells you. Because when you live in the moment and like you live like the best way to put it, I guess, is Like live every day like you're not gonna get another one. Like that's the best way to put it. And if you can't do that in the situation that you're in, and you're like, a lot of it's situational depression is a lot of what people deal with, right? So like you haven't found your place in life, you haven't found your calling, you haven't found what it is that truly you enjoy doing every day. Like you, so like, an example is like I hate our job. Like the reason that I'm depressed right now is because I have too much time to think. And I'm not
Yeah.
like it's not a productive thinking because of the fact that it's such a mindless job. Like I'm not thinking about shit that matters. I'm thinking about shit that doesn't matter because there's nothing stimulating my mind in any way. So like an example is like I know for a fact right now I am depressed, but it's a situational depression. If I got myself out of this situation and found where I was like supposed to be, and like where I enjoyed and like was stimulated both physically and mentally, like I wouldn't be depressed. And I know that.
If you could just to like pivot a little bit, if you could create like choose a career like right now, if any of them could be, let's say you just had infinite money, you could like choose a career, build a business, whatever. What would you do right now to stimulate your mind?
General contracting. General
Elaborate, my
contracting.
friend.
General contracting, building houses from the ground up, literally every part of it, like general contracting. I would want to learn how to do all of that shit so that
Oh, that'd be
if
so
I'm
cool.
needed anywhere and my team needed me anywhere, like if I needed to run wires, I'd run wires. If I needed to fucking build the frame, I'd build the frame. You know what I mean? Because it'd keep me like, for one, I'm reading blueprints, I'm measuring things, I'm cutting things like to exact measurement. Like I'm keeping myself mentally stimulated, all while still physically doing things. That would be my ideal.
You'd be the cool boss that comes in with his fucking Rolex, and then you'd be like, "Give me that fucking hammer, bro."
And that's the thing, bro. Like I'm not materialistic, so I'd come dressed the same way that these dudes do every day, in jeans and a fucking t-shirt.
Pump cover, jeans and a pump cover, bro.
Dead ass, bro. Like
Bro,
yeah, I'm not
dude,
even playing.
this is a huge revelation. Pump covers are real. They are oversized shirts, like you had previously said, but they do have elongated sleeves. They're not called pump covers. They're like this new, like Gen Alpha style, and usually for really skinny dudes. That's why I was having trouble finding them. They sell them like Macy's and shit, and literally, like the top of the shirt is normal size for whatever size you get, but then the sleeves are just like giganto sleeves from like 3XLs or some shit. They
Hmm.
exist, brother.
I know. Me and Tony have been telling you this the whole time that it's just a regular shirt with big fucking sleeves, an
Hold on. Did
oversized
you
shirt.
No,
think they
you
didn't exist?
no, like no. What you said was that they were just bigger shirts for you.
They are technically.
Well, well, no,
Well, you can use like I mean, like why would you go buy a fucking like you're gonna spend
well,
thirty
no, like
dollars
the
on one pump
revelation is
cover when you
there's
could just buy
different
a
and
double
different.
XL? I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get you, but I mean, I just get like a double XL and it's a pump cover for me. So to me, a pump cover is more like a shirt that you can grow into. Like it's something that like shows your progress, I guess. That's like for me, like an oversized t-shirt that you could like grow into. Like your arms will start to fit the sleeves
So
eventually and shit.
is the shirt that I bought, the one piece shirt that is like a size too small for me, is that technically my pump cover since I hope to fit in it?
I mean, yeah, I
No,
guess, but no, not really, because a pump cover is supposed to cover the fact that like you just got a good workout in.
I do like that.
Yeah.
I do like that though, Coleman.
But
That's a
yeah, that's a
cool like
good
a goal
idea.
shirt.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what that is, a goal shirt. Yeah.
Well, I was like, is that technically a pump cover then since I want to grow into it? Or
Pump
No,
like
down
shrink into
in
it.
shrink into it?
at least a slang term pump cover. Not like I've been researching this, but if you just Google it, it's like fucking basically. And this is why it's one of those Gen Alpha things. That's a Zoomer thing too. I don't fucking know when it came about, but you
I'm
go
not
into
gonna
the
lie to you, I
gym.
don't know what any zoomer any of this actually means.
I've seen bodybuilders like do it, but basically they just go into a gym with like a giant sleeve shirt, and then when they take it off to do their fucking bodybuilder pics or whatever, this is where it originated, I assume. Then they're like jacked, but you couldn't tell they were jacked because they were wearing such a loose shirt, especially their arms. So, and the ironic thing about this whole pump cover thing is because it's a normal shirt, like it's a normal size shirt outside the sleeves, you can still tell the person's fucking jacked. It doesn't do anything. Like the only thing it does is it makes sure that your arms don't fill out the sleeves. I just like the style. It's cool. Or at least it's comfy, I should say. It's not cool. But Juan is right. You do get the same effect comfort wise if you just get like a giant ass shirt. Like I was wearing a 3XL that my girl has, and I was like, this is comfy as fuck.
Yeah, see, I think that's where I got into problems. Is I started gaining weight, and then I just started getting bigger shirts for my dad, and I was like, oh, dude, I have a ton of room in this shirt. So I just, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not that big.
That happens if like you just don't work out. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing. I was doing a physical job, but I was just out eating like my own metabolism for no real reason.
Dude, that's cool though. Like the I have a couple goal shirts too. And then the worst part about mine are just like they're just shirts from like 3 years ago. They're just like mediums I wore. But I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking fit in those again. I mean,
My goal
you could
shirts are just
technically like can, but I don't know.
my goal shirts are just shirts that I own that I hope that my arms will fit into one day.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna fill them out.
Because I already have like
Honestly,
a pretty nice frame.
you're. I was gonna say you're already holding back. You already wear shirts that are too big for you anyway. So the only you're just giving yourself a
I
crazy
just want to
goal,
fill the sleeves, you know?
dude. Hell yeah. 'Cause you wear like what larges, and you're definitely a small.
I wear mediums usually, but sometimes I wear larges.
Yeah, you're already pump covering it up, bro. You're gonna have to get another. You have to get a new set of shirts just because when you fill those out, you're gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" And you're like, "All right, not enough," and then you get a pump cover. See, that's how I see pump covers too. At like at the gym, at least, is I want to make it so that doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't actually work anymore. To be fair, I just like the style, but it is cool to see your progress in them, like you said, and see like, oh yeah, I'm actually like, if I'm consistently doing this, I'm adding muscle that I can see my progress in this giant ass shirt because it doesn't just look like it's hanging off me. Like when my girlfriend wears the 3X shirt, it's like a parachute. And me right now too, but I'll get there. It's a fun little thing.
It's a journey.
Dude, working out is fucking
A
fun, dude.
journey by
Dude, Coleman was doing some calisthenics he was talking to me about.
yeah, I smashed my head into the floor because I couldn't do one of them.
Oh my god, which one? What were we having to do?
Uh, I watched a video of this guy doing like he did a handstand up against a wall and then he like just did a press basically with his body.
Oh, I can do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I went up on the wall. My left arm kind of like gave out and I just crumpled into the ground.
Dude, did he do like it's almost like a fucking
Handstand push up.
damn,
Yeah,
dude.
basically what it is.
Yeah,
But
I can
like
do that shit.
I didn't even get into the position because I just smacked into the wall too hard and it, like my hand slipped out. And then I just crumpled onto the floor like an idiot. And I was like, that's cool.
Ow. Bro, you attempted it though. That's what fucking matters. You just looked at that, you're like, fuck it, I'll try it.
Coleman, what if I told you that I can
Fuck
do it without
physics.
the wall?
Oh,
I
dude, send
would
me a
say
video right now.
give me a year and
Don't even send me a
I'll
video,
get
do it
there.
tonight. I want to
I
watch
will
it.
do it tonight. Actually, I'm pretty
Fuck
sure
yeah,
in
dude.
front of Coleman, I like started from like a turtle pose and just
Yeah, he
worked my
did.
way into a handstand.
Brother.
I was actually just talking to David about that yesterday.
That's flexible as fuck. Dude, I want to be able to just like put my
That's just muscle
hands.
control, really. It's
Well,
more of what it is.
yeah,
It's not even.
stabilizer muscles for sure. You have some good stabilizer muscles, but it's also a lot of good flexibility, friend. You got some strong stabilizer muscles and low weight. Low weight helps a lot. You're a strong boy.
I
I
used
was
to
a
be able
meat
to
the
do this shit
entire
at
time.
180 too, buddy. I just recently lost weight.
I
It also
I'm not
takes a lot of
trying
core
I'm not trying to
too.
go at you. I just want to be able to touch my hands behind my back. That's my main goal.
I've done calisthenics since like high school though.
Cool beans. That's pretty dope.
That's when
It's
I
like
started doing handstand push-ups and shit actually, like against the wall.
I'm just trying. I tried yoga for a while. That shit was fire.
Dude,
Pilates.
yoga
Just
makes you hurt in weird ways,
it
dude.
does, dude. It's because these muscles you're just not using when like I was lifting so often back then. And yoga still fucking it fucked me up, dude. Trying to stretch, I just didn't stretch enough. And I figured out all these muscles I wasn't using at all. during my normal lifts that I was just like, holy shit. Like this 120-pound chick or whatever that I was watching on YouTube do it and try to copy, and I couldn't move like that. I was like
For real?
shaking. I'm like, what the fuck? I was literally just like was at the gym like lifting so much and now I'm shaking? What the hell? It's actually a really fun feeling. But you do have to keep it up because just like everything else, now I'm like not flexible anymore. I did it for a week and it was great, and then I stopped. I'm gonna be a turtle.
I'm gonna be Anatoly.
Dude, that dude is so funny to me.
Who? Let me Google.
Anatoly.
Anatoly?
I'm a goog.
Oh, Tony, you are still here.
Bro, I was mute the entire time. I just realized. I looked at my controller. The orange button was on. I was like, damn. I was talking about myself the entire time.
You did this last time, Tony. You were like, man, I was muted the whole time.
Yeah, I did it again. You guys were talking about something, and I said something that I was gonna add to it, but I forgot which one. Because you guys were talking a lot about
Well, hey,
depression.
you're not muted now.
I
Yeah, what do you
know.
got to say about depression, buddy?
Depression, bro. To me, it's whatever, bro. If you're depressed, you're depressed. Just don't come.
Just make
You know.
9/11 jokes.
Just don't. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
Wait, yeah, no.
Hey, whoa.
Make that so.
Make that.
Alright, next topic.
It was like Earthman or something dumb.
Yeah. Everybody dies.
So